You're still watching the AM show on Joy News. Now, I'm bringing you a special package because yesterday I went to Agbogbloshie Millenium market. We'd heard reports that an NDC woman, the market's queen, was preventing some known NPP traders from selling at their shelf. But as we engaged the market traders and the people who'd been accused, it turns out the story is far different from the reports we heard. Listen for yourself. This is the Agbogbloshie Millenium market's controversy.
Because it's not an MPP thing. So me even being an NDC person, the NDC members tagged me as an MPP person because I've had the opportunity to build this. Because of certain revenue links I have with the AME.
How did you get the money to build the shelves?
I'm a businessman and a porter as well. And I work with NGOs in the United States. So we even source funding for construction of certain parts of the market. But because of the corruption and the politicization, all those things have to be on hold. There are a lot of evidence. After this, I know we don't have time, but we'll find time to go in details. Because one, I'm disappointed by the chieftaincy institution. Because when I was building this thing, a chief was brought in by the Gbese Manche that I should help him gain recognition. And he connived with Madame Vivol Adadevo. So even monies that were supposed to go to government, they've taken it since 2021.
All right, so were you renting the shelves to the traders or it was for free?
When we built it, it's meant for offloading, but when you come and sit under it and you sell, you pay 2 cedis a day. After paying the 2 cedis, it was agreed that the Gbese stool would take one part, I would take one part, and then AMA takes one part. But again, because of certain corruption in AME regarding politics, so the then sub-metro chairman did a lot of shady things. And at the end of the day, the chief was telling me my money is giving it to the sub-metro chairman who is no more there. And even the money that is supposed to go to government has not gone to government.
So let me get this straight. You sort of got some funding, built some shelves, which was supposed to be an offloading dock. But unfortunately, that could not happen because people had packed this space. At that level, yes, I know. But somehow, traders who get the shelves, when they use this place for a day, they're supposed to pay 2 cedis. That money collected is split 3 ways. One for you, one for AMA, and one for the Gbese school. Great. Now, that's your story. Let me hear from the woman who has also been affected, and then we'll get the conversation going. Madam Edson, you're saying?
Sylvian Pian, so I had a friend, Adwanchine.
Adwanchine, Otonchine, oh. Okay. Or say, or see shelves be mamo. And mu yusua, oh no, yeah, concrete. Yeah, sure, yeah. And mu yusu shelves na mu tia 2 cedis a day. Saskano nyomode ye ne de nye wo wasema, but wo wasem ye den.
What an the oye no oji each person be at 30 million. Enti ukita patetu ukita table 2 a obetu 60 million.
3,000?
Yes. Enti ukita 2 a obetu 6,000. Waji se sika ni nyina oji wiye no. Time omode mahama omode ne babesi so no on the 6th no. E no ne langard for ne ema na edi na chi no. Omoba ha say me mo mpaye no mansue mahama in no mo sue mahama in a obepamo me afia o ma me nhedwa nti yesue mahama in on the 7th on the 8th e no mo nyina ba hanom e no ombe bro me o mo se me mpake me niema no ti o mo se me niema no video no wo mayi no so ti metimi asen niema.
Hold on, I need to do a translation. So she's saying that when the Madame Adadevo gave out these places, they're supposed to pay 3,000 cedis for 1 shell and 6,000 cedis for 2 shells. Now, on the day that, on the day of the election, or on the day of 6th January or 6th December? January. So 6th January this year, the day before the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama, Madame Adadevo came with some pugilists to threaten her, saying that she should pray that Mahama is not sworn in. But if he is sworn in, they will remove her from the place. And true to their words, they came here and beat her up. I believe this is what she was wearing. She was beaten. She claims she has videos. We'll show those to you. everything was collected from her. But at the end, now you say, "Omo target was
I no auntie MPP ninti no target.
Now we MPP ni.
Minya MPP ni. Minya MPP ni. Who say me the MPP ade ahye me ho. Because of Makati beye pavement no beye wa ha no mo de suspan ne enema no be si mi nchen ha nti onim say me ye MPP ni no who say Makati ne ye eno na asem ne no ani enye bibia nti omo be bro me wa ha no mo be say me niam nyina agu fom
na wonkwa no mo ye wo sa
me nkwa no mo ye me sa omo wie ye no mo ko frɛ NDC chairman ne secretary eno o hye omo say omo mepam me mfia eno omo say omo bepam me mami be yi me niam.
Well, I was trying to understand why she was targeted. She says because she's seemingly associated with McCarthy, who's the one who put the concrete on the floor. They assume they're NPP sympathizers or NPP members, which is why they are being targeted. But she hasn't done anything other than just ply her trade here in the market.
And even I'm not an NPP person. Yeah, I'm an NDC person. You know, Kofi Adams can tell you. Victor Gbewo can tell you my role in NDC. You understand? But what happened is the day they came to attack her, after which they came to my office is at the other end, saying that they want to take over the porter's office because I'm an MPP person. And the women were so threatened over there. But the long and short is that this is a road reservation. And the money-making aspect here, which is supposed to go to government, is going to individual pockets. I can tell you that we don't need IMF, really, because the kind of monies that is being generated, and this has resulted to the filth you see, because all the people you see selling on the road, they have certain monies they pay, which is collected from them, and then anytime a big man is coming or something, they do something facial to pretend as if nobody is sitting there. When they go, they come and take the money, and that has been their source of livelihood. When you take this course of the street, people who are not in the market, monies are collected from them like ground rent. Even the sheds on the road reservation, they pay 30 cedis a month for electricity.
So what do you want out of, I mean, we are here trying, we will go and speak to the woman who's been accused, Madam Madadevo. What is your story?
I want to take over my shed. I have all the necessary documents. And we are appealing to the president, the Council of State, and then the Speaker of Parliament to intervene, because the kind of abuses that goes on is terrible. And in my capacity as a human rights activist, I'm championing this cause not on her behalf alone, but there are other people who cannot speak for themselves.
Well, so why do you think they took over your, you did it, this is your investment. Why do you think they took it over?
Because I was careless in a way. I was careless in the sense that the Gbese Manche told me that the chief is installed at Agbogbloshie was not respected. So I should find a way to introduce him into the market system. So when we got a permit to do this thing, I lied that he was the one building it, but he never put any dam in it. And as a result of that, he's greedy. He even signed a fake document on the land here on a coastal. So I saw him as a criminal.
You're accusing a chief.
Yeah.
And we don't have him here right now. So I just want to put out that is what you are saying. Does not reflect what, okay. So
I have money that is belonging to me that he has embezzled. I have money too that is supposed to go to AMA that he has embezzled. So how do
I'll come back to you. It is here
to me waha. Me nya baby ntina nton ade. Me won kwala 6. Ya me operation me nsa. Me ntimi mfa niam nko achi. Enti me sire mahama say, "Onhu me mobo. Ya bia ha mo obi so mfa nye coastal." Say so omudi obi abetina ha so mfa nye coastal. Me ni baby ameton ade. Enti me sire mahama ni na Jane say, "Omuhu me mobo no mo ma me metina mapatem back." Na me nton ma ade. Enye sa bibi ye me a emfa sem papa ma. Enti me sire no omo ma me metina mapatem back. Enye sa ne ekoso no de mani nyi ho.
So she's just appealing for the authorities to intervene so she can get back her shelf and continue plying her trade because she has nowhere else to go, nowhere else. And she says she has 6 children. She's been operated on 3 times. She cannot carry goods on her head and go around like the porters we see. And so this is really just an appeal for authority, the right authorities, to intervene and straighten out all the issues of abuse happening in the markets here on the back of NDC, NPP, partisan politics that is being done here. Let's now speak to Madame Adadevoh. She's the accused person here, and we need to hear her side of the story. Now we interact with the market queen herself and her deputy. They also tell their sides of the story. According to her, this really has nothing to do with NDC and NPP. Instead, it's really an issue of bad behavior, flouting rules in the market, and at the end of the day, making hullabaloo about nothing because the money that gives her a right to own that place where she plies her trade was refunded back to her. Let's hear their side of the story. Madam Esther, Netene say, Encrophobia say, Madam Adadevoh, Ede Encrophobia Kobu because or MPP ni, and a patana baby autumn one day no Musumu Jeffrin in sem because or NPP ni. As some require wom near then.
Pacho doka and Nimusa. Pataya nesi, onugen, ombuadia, chenyene, and yen nechina, ombuadia. Or do pay in Becassa to say. On so be our yat. The and Petabehun. The end in the year in the money, beer and silla, Miami calling chain. Medeka, Adwa, would I break wine? Freeman, question better will be some. I don't know where we start to be double wine. Adwa, then I will know. Me and Testament, new Katana Katata. Adwa letanu, Adwa menu is waba. What you super Sika, Yaka Usika,
Sika Bain,
Patano, Triano, the Sika man.
2 cedi, and 3,000 is 6,000.
Yes, see you or Triano, and yet 2 cedi, 30 million, 60 million, or see a man. Until a mouse, so Utia, who person did any pan nothing. I dare some. There be near money. And just start messing, Madame sister go with pampas. And I'm Jadja would be so winning, pushing. You know, Cato. Meaning, we're not in this company. Crawford. Critica, for now. Crawford Santas, Diamond Chile, Chile, and I'm calling. I didn't know about ya count. Walk of fair paying for by her MPP. When you MPP and them, you should know markets on Bushy or market.
Translation. So what she's saying is that it's not really a partisan issue at all in the market. In fact, the lady had requested that the 3,000 or 6,000 cedis she'd paid for the shelf be repaid back to her, and they'd actually paid back the money to her. And they don't really understand why this is coming up again, because they don't owe her any money, and she was not removed from the place because she's an MPP member. Rather, she's been removed because the money has been repaid back to her. But Edia Intina Mobono.
Obiabu.
Ochre atare bi anehye ayatete osinkro bono.
Sister Obua. Obievunu. Ya mamle su ko cho do kata adu ade asem no. Ana opushi antibe bedade fo. Opushi na me tiba no jira ho. Ona se opushi mama mi. O ka sa pa mto do opushi mi nwan. Ona se ne yapata obia kwamba. Obia kwamba ya madam no di so bo me bedade boneti. Ona we want to be this sort of utabu. Ana mo want to be jira ho. Ti later no wa ko frɛ krɔfo ba. Ene be tra ha. Ene ya ka asem. Ya ka se ye nto be ka bibio mpa to wo de ma eto patomam. Ena conference asem no wasem nti we ko fie kakra na umbani atati asase ono ti de bi obeko be de ye fa ni tika man ho na fi de this kind man.
All right, so I think I missed out a part about a physical altercation where this lady in question, Ajua, actually engaged in fisticuffs with the market queens, both the deputy and Madame Adadevoh herself, over what, returning the money to her. But Adaina, well, her character has also come in question, which I think is the main problem here. The reports we're getting indicates that she's not a very respectful person, but that's what she said, that this is basically trying to remove her because she's an NPP person. Fortunately for us, we have Madame Mabel Adadevoh herself here, so let's also hear her side of the story. Madam Adadevo is the market queen here at this division of Agbogbloshie market, and she's the one, the Millenium market, and she's the one who's been accused of bringing pugilists to beat up a trader over what they say is an NPP NDC brouhaha. But Citizens Microphone, let's hear her story. Madam Adadevo, thank you for joining us. So we got reports that some traders, specifically Ajua, was beaten up. Her place of work has been removed from her, collected from her to be given to somebody else to be used as a cold store because you say she's an NPP member. What's the truth of the story?
Oh, good morning. Yeah, market, yeah, politics. Obi obeba bia ye papa. Em say me papa, me former papa Ajiri Branson. Me papa. Ono no kai won Ajiri Branson so epanyi wo MPP mu. Ono klopo na obua me amenya sans ni gravels media patanti market there no politics. Em sister na mo friend adwa no. Ombo ade. Baby owo klapo say edu time a ye be clean up klapo ono onye. So ye bibi na me ko ho a na odi we ntoko ahyem. Me say there was a time be me ko ho no me ni kasa no na nka me ba treatable no yes it was 2016 na nka me ko sese ho no also matter me say hole me na ka me nika nti me panyi from executive from no mo be jai ni mu asa na oja mu. That is not the first time. Anytime bia bibia e be ko ho no e dia e wo ma as a leader na e wo executive no e call arounds especially e be clean up exercise me. Second time so you call no so obi di na assembly so you call the same you copy up say what take me na minim say obi owo mombo na chi omo pushing recently we are on so you call on wo no kwapọ so on to your light sika light no e be sa pattern aye wo ha kwapọ mi ko bobo sian wo quick loan because your papa your former president was so no your ba pattern o si on structure bia obeye we no light no so on dia sana kakra ejashi no on penti your copper quality nyama no e me so on your former Ajiri Branson kwapo obehwe se medi graphics ni nyama gu ha ono so bua me na ya pattern no ti sa pattern no de asai na isa start to no ya ko ho no ono so de se onya me ho onya ho manim pe because on board there ti mi se on to apatam o se onya ade o betu apatam mi se mi betu no apatam.
Specifically denti just simple adenti na now pese o to apatam
na o harass mu bibi ni a o apatam on tu ahwe apatam electricity no government there kwa na ye tu electricity ono ompesa ompe no ombuye no na mi so on to apatam.
I mean a translation. So Madam Adadevo is saying that this particular woman in question, every time there's an issue which she, as the market queen, needs to maybe arbitrate or settle the issue, every time she tries to speak to her, the lady becomes apprehensive. And on several, 2 occasions, she's actually tried to hold her, engage in physical fights with her over issues that really could have been resolved amicably. The latest one is that she doesn't pay electricity bills, and there are some other maintenance things that are supposed to be done, but she doesn't do any of those. She flaunts the rule. And that's why, that's coupled with her bad behavior, like she's saying, or disrespectful nature, is the reason she wanted to evict her from her shelf, from where she plies her trade. And really, it doesn't come down to NDC, NPP.
Also your call me me penny for me call no in fact me organizer na your call no woman be tonto so gene space me call original no also matalium obo akoko first no so matalium no me sister so attack no say only matalium so me sister too me gina so me say me ngi no me so mu kan e kofre onu akofre obi no ba kofre ni brabai me say so be coffee suspension so pa because suspicion now because obi ye bibia woman is suspicious oko or see on call and then me fan sika man ye free hustle onu kofa obi no buy the penny for no bi onu so mo nyina ye beti na mu ka asem no o see oji ne sika nya de obeti na obio.
So There was another altercation involving the same woman and some leaders in the market, and she got physical with them. Because of that, I think it was decided that she be suspended, because when you do something, when you flout the rules here in the market, you're giving some time away to, like a disciplinary action, to think about your actions and come back. Now, when it was her turn to take the punishment meted out to her, she refused to go on that suspension. Instead, she demanded that the money she paid for the shelf, which is 3,000 cedi for one shelf and 6,000 cedis for the double shelf, be repaid back to her. Mpachoni de 6,000 or 3,000.
Pacho or apata mienu, but or pretty apata for her, but in country. Onu kwankita instead of or 2 menu sika, but or pretty apata for her. Dana mi ko sakuna mi because I'm not knowing say or pata 4 shares for her. Enti ye enya ono adwani e panyifo no owo woman bi wo ho owo woman bi wo man bi wo ho enti enya e betina sin enti omo bisa no say obeko suspension na madam so ko suspension si origin sika enti oda mi ka trom say me nkita sika wo ha ene so obedi ne sika meko mekire ampa so mi ko gi obi bosua na mi di ko panyin ba ko ha organizer ye ko ho ni mamba akwo di onu adwa na ni menyina ye ko ho na ye frɛ no na nka me discan mama no o si there bi ti say ye frɛ adwa ni nyina ye video no na ye discan no share ni nsa o so cost suspension ni de oba mu wo penny sika o si anya de oba ko penny sika
na me pacho o say 6th January woni nkrofo bi ba honom e ka share ni say ombo mpaye se Mahama ya inaugurate no na Mahama ye inaugurate no pe ubetu na efri ho na no kre 7 December ba ya woni nkrofo bi ba na mo betete na tare na mututu na mo bobo no.
I mean as a leader I want to make bu obi just like that. Yes, we are working for man every month. You call meeting. You call meeting. Almost 2 years for my advice. Mean to me, in fact, obi or market no. Onu na onu moment obi who me pe. Now, sister, to say we be both on be a combia scene. So what by you ha? Onu ako we ho assemblyman ho. Sieba patcho man. Onu ni kasta no mu nya assemblyman. Yes, assemblyman ka say say no be behave and want to me ba patcho man.
Na me pacho Mr. Mbisa, because of time I'll say wrap it up. Papa no offer McCarthy or see on ye concrete ni shelf ni ma omo insuma je fini nsem na afa mu ye we nyina
menua my sister Mr. McCarthy no ono no ta adwo achi odim dia McCarthy ye odim McCarthy ye McCarthy to me kofa MPP for no ba bu ye me portal no power ha wo we ase no o man to me ye case manio as we Jamestown police station onu McCarthy sister McCarthy no by 15 or 16 time we wo ho we former this starting hours on onu McCarthy or throw petition against me say boys me ye adwuma me di omo sika ye